at Reed Green Coliseum. They'll get to, again, face some postseason, and one of those that was excited was LaDavius Draine. And Larry, you know, postseason is very, very exciting.
It is exciting, and it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles play tonight, kind of with a new life, if you will, instead of coming in, having to win both games, and getting some help elsewhere. They now know they're in the tournament, so it'll be interesting to see how they play tonight with the knowledge of knowing they're going to get to go to the conference tournament in a couple of weeks.
There's a look at the starting five for the Golden Eagles. Justin Johnson gets his start. Tay Hardy, LaDavius Draine, the senior, Tyler Stevenson, who had a record game last year. He was somewhat of a hero against FAU last year. And then DeAndre Pinckney. Pinckney gets the starting nod as well for Southern Miss. A look at the FAU Owls in their white road uniform. Everett Winchester with the start. Brian Greenlee, they'll call him BJ as well. Michael Forrest, Keenan Blackshear, who had a great game a couple weeks ago when Jalen Ingram was out. And then that fifth starter, Carlos Schillish, getting a start as well. And FAU draws the early 2-point lead over the Golden Eagles.
The early breakdown there by the Golden Eagles, letting the penetration get all the way to the basket, and two quick misses by Southern Miss on the offensive end.
LaDavius Draine had a really good look at the bucket, didn't get it to go. Here's a really good look at the series history between these two schools. Southern Miss leads the series 5-2. There was a win that had to be vacated back in 2014, but Southern Miss has won the last 3 in the series, and the last 2 were decided by just 2 points. And that game being played right here last year against FAU, where Southern Miss did win by a score of 68-66. And from the top of the key, that is Michael Forrest hitting the big three-pointer on the year, a 35% three-point shooter and a 5-0 lead now for FAU.
And that's his 123rd attempted three this year, Lee. About 75% of his shots are beyond the arc. So he's not shy about shooting them, and you can see there he shot him with a lot of confidence there. And speaking of confidence, there you see Johnson hitting a big three for Southern Miss.
Southern Miss comes right back at it. And again, talking about what this FAU team does offensively, the best team in the conference at three-point field goal percentage. And there's a drive by Keenan Blackshear, the sophomore, didn't get it to go in a fast break. Good defense, getting a hand on the basketball, knocking out of bounds. And now Southern Miss will inbound it on their own baseline.
Pinckney has to do a better job for Southern Miss in this man-to-man defense on the other end. He's got to deny ball penetration by his man. That's twice his man has dribbled to the basket. Southern Miss with the inbounds play now, trying to tie this game up.
Southern Miss was on an 8-game losing streak until they won last weekend down in Florida International. Only got to play one game. Second game was canceled due to COVID restrictions, but Southern Miss indeed back in the winning column. And another miss by the Golden Eagles, rebound by FAU, and here comes Forrest and company trying to get something going. A long three and in and out. Again, this is the team that will shoot it outside. This team comes in averaging over 80 points per game, and that ranks second in Conference USA. And here comes Draine Pinckney with the layup, and just like that, a top ball game here at Reed Green.
Beautiful pass there by Hardy. Watching his man fly down the lane there. Good catch and basket there by Pinckney as well.
Winchester, the three doesn't go. See if Draine can get something going for the Golden Eagles. Off the front of the rim, rebound by Forrest. Draine now 0 for 2 beyond the arc, and again, a big-time three-point shooter, just again trying to find his way here in one of his final 2 home games in the black and gold.
We've seen Draine do it so many times, Lee, as you see another dribble penetration all the way to the basket. The black jerseys have got to break down, stop that penetration, or it's going to be a long night for the Golden Eagles. But back to Draine, you just think that any moment here, you see the penetration again all the way down the lane. He's very fortunate that Golden Eagles very fortunate that he didn't score there on that drive. But they've got to get Draine in rhythm and going for them to have a chance.
Coach Dusty May's team, a couple substitutions already inserted 3 players in this lineup. It's Forrest from the top, right at the shot clock buzzer. Forrest is able to hit it, but now in the game is Nick Boyd, Elijah Martin, as well as Darden Capiti, the sophomore, has entered the game as well. And there is a stoppage of play. Going to be a foul called, a charging foul called against the Golden Eagles. Southern Miss down 5-0, came right back and tied it up 5-5, and then Forrest able to hit another big three for FAU. They now lead this game 8-5 here.
Southern Miss starting out 2 for 6 so far tonight. League cold shooting. They had such a hot second half last weekend in Florida, and so not carrying over so far tonight. And again, you see this penetration that it's been, as Dusty May said, it wants to be a focus of their ball game tonight, is to get the ball to the paint. He really feels like he can dribble, penetrate, or pass the ball into the paint and score against the Southern Miss bigs.
Force over to the corner. Winchester's missed a couple shots here this evening. There's a spin move and a finger roll that is a little short. Tyler Stevenson with the rebound, and here comes Southern Miss. Johnson gives it up to Tay Hardy. Tay Hardy sets things up as he crosses the midcourt line. Now into the hands of Stevenson as he looks for help. Pinckney over to Hardy, and there's going to be, an illegal pick call against the Golden Eagles. There is timeout on the floor. FAU, and that's a big opportunity for this team. They missed, obviously, going to the conference tournament last year. This team, again, has got to be excited. You work hard all year long to get to play in postseason. This team's going to get that opportunity.
Both coaches, very similar with their programs, trying to build something. And, what better way to build on is to get ready for the conference tournament and go and have a good showing in a couple of weeks there and get some momentum for your team as you go into the off season and start preparing for the next year.
FAU started red hot. Again, this is a team that goes on a lot of runs, but they started shooting 2 of 2 here tonight since they've only made 1 out of the last 5 shots. And now it's LaDavius Draine on the line for the Golden Eagles. Only 58% from the line. Draine now with 1 point on the evening. Missed a couple shots earlier. LaDavius Draine, the senior, averaging a little over 8 points per game. 38% shooting from the field. And Draine was able to hit 1 out of 2 of those free throws. And FAU just fires it up again. A team, we're going to see them shoot it outside. That was B.J. Greenlee with the miss. Now here comes Southern Miss with the opportunity to tie it up or possibly take the first lead of the day if they can convert on a field goal here.
Dusty May wanting his players to try to get the ball inside, not be too quick with the three-point shot. But there you had a wide open three. It's hard to turn down. That time just not successful on the shot.
It was interesting talking to Coach May about that point. Indeed, he said that when he has players that, have some confidence shooting that three ball, they'll shoot it pretty quickly. And you're right. He wants to let those threes come to his team as Southern Miss has a substitution. Tyler Mormon now in the game for the Golden Eagles gives Dre Pinckney a little bit of a breather.
Well, having your players making threes, that's a good thing, Lee. And I understand what he's saying. You don't want them to get trigger happy, especially against a team where you think you could have an advantage on the inside.
Another three-point basket. That's a make on the outside by Jalen Ingram. Jalen Ingram, the standout star for FAU. The team's leading scorer didn't get the start. Playing a little bit injured, and talking again to Coach May about Ingram. He said he was a minute-to-minute decision. A lot of coaches talk about a day-to-day decision, but indeed Ingram was a minute-by-minute decision. He is now in the game and hit his first bucket.
Again, there you saw Draine, again, just struggling offensively with his shot, and another three-point attempt by FAU, this time coming up short. Southern Miss with the rebound.
Southern Miss on a drought of about 3 minutes and 30 seconds where they haven't hit a field goal. The only point that they've scored was Draine's free throw. And now here's Tyler Mormon's going to get an opportunity. He's going to give it up to Tay Hardy. Tay Hardy looking for some help, being guarded by the big guy, Capiti. And inside,
going to be an offensive foul, Lee. I believe they're going to get Mormon on the hook with his left hand as he was trying to penetrate and do the block move there. As you see on the replay here, the ball comes inside. He gets a good position right here. Watch his left hand. Hooks him around. That's an offensive foul right there in front of the official. Good call by the official.
Yeah, Mormon just obviously, in the game trying to get something going. doesn't get it there for him, and obviously called with the offensive foul. So we're at the 13-minute, 15-second mark remaining in half number one. Again, FAU is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, top in the conference, and already here tonight shooting over 40% from the three-point, as another foul is called against the Golden Eagles.
That's 2 quick fouls on Mormon, this time D'ing up, and again, they're trying to work it inside. He kind of backed off, trying not to foul, and got called for the foul as well. It did appear to be a little push there with the body. Tough call for Mormon, picking up 2 quick fouls.
Darden Kapiti, the sophomore from Kosovo, 6'10", 213, missed his first free throw on the year, has only made 1 free throw attempt. That was his only made 1 free throw out of 13 free throw attempts. So Darden looking for just his second free throw made of the year and misses both. And the long rebound by FAU. And this is something, again, that this team does very well, is they rebound the ball offensively. And Jalen Ingram gets it in and out, and the ball hops up and goes in. Ingram now shooting outside. He is 2 for 2 from shooting the three-point ball. And Ingram on the year is a 48% three-point shooter, excellent shooter.
And Canucks came into the ball game there, and that was his man. He had to pick him up. When you come into the ball game, you've got to be ready to play offensively, but you've got to be ready to know who your man is, pick him up defensively, and you can't afford to give trips down the court, wide open threes to FAU, because they will hurt you all night long with a three. They love to shoot the three. And if you get out on them belly up, they're going to go by you, right? You got to give some support help in the paint. Struggling so far tonight on the defensive end are the Golden Eagles.
Southern Miss now almost 5 minutes without making a free throw. And here's Schilling, uses his body in the right arm, doesn't get it to go. And here comes Justin Johnson. See if Southern Miss now can cut into this FAU lead, try to get something going offensively, pick up some momentum. And this is an FAU team that's playing just their 3rd game in the last 5 weeks. They've seen multiple games canceled and postponed due to various reasons. And again, talking to Coach Dusty May this morning, he's just excited and grateful that this team is able to play. A couple substitutions now for FAU. Jonell Davis as well as Michael Forrest. Forrest back in the game for FAU.
Dusty May just happy to be playing, period, besides against somebody besides their own teammates. You know, I mean, they've had so many cancellations. It's amazing how many times they've had games canceled. And but again, the good news is you should be really fresh this time of year, having played so little.
FAU on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And there's a nice pass on the inside. Layup doesn't go, but a foul is going to be called against Southern Miss and Justin Johnson.
Shooting 4 of 8, 50% from three-point range. You know, Dusty May was concerned that maybe they might pull the trigger a little bit too quickly on the three-pointers, but I would imagine as he was talking to them there in the huddle, said, listen, if you're going to continue to hit 50% of your three-pointers, you won't hear any complaining from me. But I know they're trying to get the ball and working the ball. You see a conscious effort to get the ball inside. A lot of times getting the ball inside leads to an opportunity for a perimeter shot. You'll see the ball go inside to the block and then back outside, sometimes offside, for another three-point attempt.
Jonell Davis made 1 of 2. He's seen action in every game this year. And now this FAU team, since Southern Miss tied it up early in tonight's game 5-5, FAU has gone on a 10-1 run. This is a team that is very comfortable and very used to going on runs. This year they've gone on 11 different runs of 10 or more points, and a huge run already early for FAU.
And you see Dusty May high-fiving his players for the defensive effort they were given. And it looks like Coach Ladner has picked up a technical foul because of his reaction there on the call. I think he was wanting a foul there to be called on Draine. I mean, against Hardy there, which was not called. Got a quick technical foul there. Ladner's very upset. The official's trying his best to get him to settle down. He doesn't want to throw him out of this ball game, I'm sure, with another technical foul, but Coach Ladner very upset. That's the most upset I've seen him all year.
Michael Forrest he hits 1 out of 2. He's a 64% free throw shooter. And now Florida Atlantic, following the technical foul, they will get the basketball as well. And you're right, Coach Jay Ladner, very, very, disappointed over there in the calls by the officials. And again, he's a guy that's going to protect his players. And when he feels like something ought to be called our way or protecting his players, he's going to get excited about it. And Coach Ladner, right, first time this year he's gotten that fired up.
And he's trying to fire his players up too, because as you said, they're in this offensive lull now. Been close to 5 minutes or so without a field goal. And again, just trying to get his players fired up. And again, even though you didn't get what you wanted out of that last call, so you get a call, you come back down, I guarantee you it helps the attention of the officials to call fouls that maybe they wouldn't call. When you see a coach get that upset, as you see a great job there by Hardy on the penetration, that time getting the foul called, now having a chance to complete the three-point play. Lee, that was a much-needed basket by Southern Miss.
Carlos Schillich with the foul, and Hardy cannot complete the three-point play. Hardy on the day just 2 points. And this Golden Eagle team, when Hardy shoots, when this team wins, Hardy shoots at 52% from the field. And there's an offensive rebound. We talked about how this team is very good moving around. Offensive rebound by John L. Davis.
And that's exactly what Dusty May is talking about. Little quick there, way out. You can get that three-point shot attempt later on in the shot clock. But again, FAU very fortunate getting the offensive rebound and the putback there for FAU.
Southern Miss comes in this game averaging a little over 13 turnovers. FAU 13 turnovers on the year on average. But right now the Golden Eagles already with 5 turnovers. FAU has yet to turn the ball over. Ladavius Draine drew the foul. He's on the line for Southern Miss. Draine's only point here this evening was on his first trip to the free throw line. Draine now with 2 points.
Lee, when you've got big crowds and you've got a lot of noise in the Coliseum, a lot of the fussing, if you will, by the coaches to the officials, they just keep playing on. Unfortunately, due to the COVID restrictions, a lot of these games are being played with, all of these games are being played with limited fans, and everything that was said between the players, everything that's been said from a coach to an official, it's even heightened, if you will. And that time, that was one of the reasons Coach Ladner got such a quick technical.
4 offensive rebounds now for FAU. The Golden Eagles have yet to get an offensive rebound. And again, coming into this game, FAU ranks first in the conference in offensive rebounds. So everything where FAU plays well, they're continuing to do things well here tonight. There's Ladavius Draine hitting the big three-point basket. Again, Ladavius Draine on the year, a 37% three-point shooter, and that's a huge one that got this crowd back going.
And that time he just got the ball and gave a ball fake, and that the defender got out of the way. You see a nice finger roll there by FAU with the basket. But that time Draine just got the ball and shot it. Didn't have time to really think about it. And that's what he needs to do, is just shoot the basketball. Don't overthink it.
Draine now with 217 career three-point baskets. So an excellent job, one of the best to play in the black and gold, shooting beyond the arc. And some good defense by both teams as a steal now by FAU. A good pass inside, some movement of the basketball, and it is John L. Davis coming up with the bucket.
Yeah, it was Davis with the bucket, but it was Schillich with the beautiful touch pass there. The pass came into him, and recognizing his open teammate there was just a touch pass for the easy layup. Could have been a foul called as well.
9-point lead now for FAU. The largest lead of the night has been 10. Southern Miss brought it back within 5, and Ladavius Draine pulls a 3. Now he's going to be a 2, but regardless, a big bucket for Ladavius Draine now with 7 points.
And you've seen a couple go in now. That's what he needs, to see a couple go in, get his confidence up, get in rhythm, and have a big night for the Golden Eagles.
And there's a three-point basket returning the favor. That's John L. Davis. FAU has already attempted 11 three-point baskets, and they've made 5 of them. So, again, staying true to what this team can do. Coming in, shooting 38% from beyond the arc, 5 of 11. Tay Hardy a little strong, and a rebound by FAU and Keenan Blackshear.
Yep, Southern Miss makes a couple of shots, gets a little momentum going, and that's what's so difficult about to guard the three-point shot, because it's such a momentum killer. You make a couple of baskets on your end, you get a little momentum, you cut it to 5, and then they turn. FAU turns right around and hits a couple of threes, and then they're back up by 10.
FAU, some of the keys for today's game. One, wanted to do a better job defending Tyler Stevenson. And so far here tonight, they've limited Tyler Stevenson to not even scoring the basketball. Stevenson is not currently in the game at this time, but that's one of the things. There's a traveling violation against FAU, but that's one of the things that this tonight's game, only averaging 3.3 points, but already here tonight, 8 points for John L. Davis and shooting 75% from the field.
You know, they're so strange. It's been a strange year. The good news is they're playing basketball, right? Limited fans, yes, I get that. COVID has canceled a lot of games, postponed a lot of games. Coaches are not in their suits. It's such a different year. The coaches look so much more relaxed. They got their shirt tails out, playing. Looks like a scrimmage game at a good practice day. But Dusty May has to be happy with his effort that the FAU Owls have given so far tonight. You see Pinckney trying to get some baskets. You mentioned earlier one of their keys was to limit him. That was his first shot of the night, has yet to score. So one of those keys was to get the ball inside, focus on the 3 corners, deny Stevenson his points. And so far so good for Dusty May and the FAU Owls.
J.P. Pierre, his first bucket of the evening as well. An 8-point lead, and there's a steal by Draine. Draine brings it down. He gives it to J.P. J.P. moves around and is going to get called for a travel. That's such a quick little move that these guards do, and obviously moving before they put the ball on the ground, and the official right there on top.
Well, it is a quick little move, but it is a violation. And once you get a turnover like that, you make a basket, and you get a turnover, play defense, you get a turnover on the other end. You don't want to come right back and give a turnover right back. You try to build on your defense, and again, you can't just give those turnovers right back to, as you see another turnover by FAU. Again, not the sharpest game by both teams so far tonight, with turnovers there, with 8 for Southern Miss and 4 for FAU so far. The one sharp thing that has occurred is the FAU three-point shooting.
They have definitely been sharp beyond the arc, and Justin Johnson running things now for the Golden Eagles. He gets to the baseline, throws over to Draine. Draine with the three-point basket. Draine gets it to go. Draine now in double figures here for the Golden Eagles. Draine has been a member of that 1,000-point club, and he just continues to add to it as Jalen Ingram now with the ball at the top of the key, trying to return the favor, pulls up the jumper off the mark. Offensive rebound by FAU, the putback by Winchester, and just like that, another big board by FAU.
Good job offensively there by FAU with the offensive putback and the second chance. What I'm liking seeing in Draine, as you see a miss there by Pierre, is the fact that he's just catching the ball and shooting it, not thinking about it. There's going to be a block called on Pinckney. Again, Pinckney's got to do a little bit better job on the defensive end. Much heralded player coming to Southern Miss. Very good basketball players. You see he's got it a little late getting there, reaching in and moving his body. And a foul called on him. But Southern Miss is trying their best to deny dribble penetration. That time they were able to do it, but the foul was called.
Nick Boyd on the line makes his first one, a 74% free throw shooter for his Owls, averaging 5.5 points per game. He actually had a career high earlier this year in November against Mobile, where he scored 17 points. But he missed the second free throw, so 1 of 2 from the line. And here comes Southern Miss, now down by 8. And Pierre throws it inside to Johnson. Good look. Johnson can't get it to go, but he did indeed get an foul called on FAU. That foul is going to be called on Jalen Ingram. So excellent job by Justin Johnson.
Beautiful pass by Pierre, recognizing Johnson being open. I think if he'd have caught it and gone straight up, he would have had an easy basket. But he saw the defender coming towards him, gave a pump fake, and was fouled from the backside.
Justin Johnson, 77% free throw shooter, gets that one to go. Johnson now with 4 points.
Beautiful pass there. If he goes straight up, I think he would have gotten the basket and maybe a foul. But Johnson has really come on lately for the Golden Eagles. He's been playing like they were hoping and expecting him to play early on. I think the transition it was a little slower for him than what he would like, but it's really been one of the high points for the Southern Miss basketball team here in the last 2 to 3 weeks, Lee.
Yeah, over the last 5 games, he's averaging 10.3 points per game and shooting an astounding 60% from the field. So you're right, he's playing at a very high level right now. And if he could have played that way early in the year, things possibly could have been a little bit different here for the Golden Eagles. A 3-point basket in the corner is good. That's the freshman Nick Boyd from Garnersville, New York. He nails that one from the corner.
And a beautiful job there. I believe it was Winchester. As you see, a beautiful cut and drive there in the basket. But I believe it was Winchester who was about to take the three on the other end, gave up the extra pass to the open man in the corners. You see here the penetration and the drive and the finish by Pinckney, now with a chance to convert on the three-point play. And, you know, Southern Miss has not played well. You look at the score, 31-23. A big 5 minutes here, Lee, in this first half. If they can continue to chip away at this lead, I think we're going to have a really good ball game to watch in the second half as they continue to try to cut into the FAU lead, who has pretty much had the lead the entire ball game.
Pinckney can't get it to go. Well, we haven't seen Stevenson score, but he has contributed. He got credit for the assist on the Pinckney layup, and now
half-court trap, Lee. Sorry, half-court trap here by the Golden Eagles, trying to slow down the penetration and the three-point shooting of the FAU Owls.
Under 5 minutes here to go. Another three-point basket made. That's B.J. Greenlee. B.J. Greenlee shooting at 45% beyond the arc, and Greenlee a huge bucket here for FAU.
And BJ said, hey, if you're going to play a half-court trap, I'll just back up a couple steps and let it fly. Nothing but the bottom of the net. They're not afraid to shoot that, and they're not towing the line either, Lee. They're shooting these threes from beyond the arc. As you see, Pinckney again with the drive and the basket.
Couple exchange of baskets here, and again we've seen this multiple times this year where the Golden Eagles give up threes and on the ensuing trip down the court able to pick up a tube. And this is again a team that continues to shoot it. That's the freshman Nick Boyd hitting another big, so back-to-back threes by the freshman.
Southern Miss has got to do a better job defensively. 37 points already given up with a little over 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. Some of these shots are contested. A lot of these shots are not even contested shots. They're just balls kicked into the box and back out to the wing. And then these turnovers like this are just really feeding FAU opportunity after opportunity to increase this lead.
12-point lead is now the largest lead by the Owls here this evening as they're continuing to move the ball very well beyond the arc. Ingram inside to Schillish. Schillish uses his body, can't get it to go. Good defense by Pinckney. Rebound by Stevenson.
Beautiful pass there by Inca. Real curl pass to the block, to the box. Just didn't quite have enough strength to get the ball up. Didn't have his feet up under him and set. Could have led to another basket for FAU.
Here's the difference in tonight's game, shooting and scoring wise. Southern Miss has 9 total field goals here tonight. FAU has connected on 8 three-point baskets. And there you
played one weekend recently and having the frustrations of not getting to play basketball. And you can tell they're fresh. They seem to be enjoying themselves out there tonight, just happy to play here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And but again, we got a 12-point lead by FAU. And I said earlier, it was a big 5 minutes. It's also a big 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in this first half to see what can happen and as we lead into the second half.
Well, FAU split a weekend with Charlotte. They won game 1, lost the second game And then back-to-back weekends, Marshall and Western Kentucky were postponed. And then they lost a series against San Antonio and then had a cancellation out at UTEP. So you're right, 3 weekends of cancellations, and they also have 3 consecutive losses. And twice now this year, they've had a streak of 3 consecutive losses. But they're shooting it here tonight. They're trying to make a statement here against the Golden Eagles, who have the series lead. But FAU has the lead here tonight by 10. And pass inside now to Stevenson. Stevenson still has only attempted 1 shot for Southern Miss. Johnson from the top, a 3-point ball, a little strong offensive rebound by Draine Pinckney. And there's going to be a foul called on the floor against FAU.
Lee, we haven't mentioned Capiti's name tonight, or I haven't had an opportunity, but he's the one that's guarding Stevenson there on the defensive end. You see the foul here on Pinckney. And what a job he's doing limiting the leading scorer for Southern Miss so far on the year to 0 points so far tonight.
Draine Pinckney on the line for Southern Miss, a 61% free throw shooter, gets that one to go. Pinckney now with 7 points on the night. He is 1 of 2 from the line here so far. DeAndre Pinckney, the junior forward out of Carroll City, Florida. He's a transfer out of Broward Community College. He's another one of those players, Larry, that's averaged over 10 points the last 5 games. So between Draine Pinckney and Justin Johnson, those 2 guys doing extreme things for this Southern Miss team over the last 5 games.
Offensively, yes, they have been. It's the defensive end where they've got to improve and get some stops here to get back in this ball game. And again, they don't want to go into halftime down by double digits, right? So those free throws just made by Pinckney were huge. If you can call free throws in the first half huge, they were big free throws trying to keep this game within 10 leading up to the half.
A good steal, a bad pass, and Greenlee's going to get it. It's knocked out of bounds off of Greenlee's leg, and it will be Southern Miss basketball. So great defense on the far side by Southern Miss. A bad mistake on the bad pass, but it ends up coming up in Southern Miss favor as Michael Forrest now checking in for FAU, averaging 11.7 points here tonight. Forrest with 7 points already.
Dusty May not wanting his kids to get lackadaisical here, even with the big lead. He's, seeing a little bit of sloppiness there by his team and not taking care of the basketball. Really an unforced error on the other end a minute ago. Southern Miss almost gave it back to them, but was very fortunate to get the ball back and the foul call.
Well, that's the foul that Coach Jay Ladner wanted called earlier in the game when he got the technical foul. And it was called on the floor. FAU is in the bonus, so Tay Hardy will go to the line. Tay Hardy, a great free throw shooter, 79%. He's a community college first team All-American last year, was on the undefeated team at Pearl River Community College. Substitutions now in the game. Artur Konukchik is checking in for the Golden Eagles, as well as Jalen Ingram now checking in for FAU. Jalen Ingram out of Madison, Georgia, averaging 13.6 points per game. And here tonight, Jalen Ingram with 6 points already.
Now the lead has been cut to 7 with 1:20 to go in this halftime. FAU, this is about the time they like to hit a big 3 somewhere. Look for them to do that or attempt to do that. Just seems like every time Southern Miss gets close back in this game, someone steps up and hits a big 3, just like you're seeing right here.
There's that big 3 you're talking about. Back to double-digit lead for FAU, and Jalen Ingram with 9 points. FAU has never trailed. They have led this entire game outside of the little bit of game that started where no team has scored. But since FAU, their first bucket, they have scored. Tay Hardy gets inside, and Tay Hardy's going to be charged with an offensive foul. So multiple offensive fouls we've seen already here against both teams.
And Boyd wanted the offensive foul called the last time down. He had pretty good position, just really wasn't enough contact to have any call. And as Hardy turned back around, he got fouled by another player. This time, standing in there, drawing the charge. and it's like Lee, it's almost like FAU knows they have the free ball in their back pocket that they can go to at any time. That Southern Miss cuts the lead to 5 to 7, and somebody will step up and hit a couple of big threes.
Michael Forrest, another big one, and now on the evening, 10 of 17 shooting outside. This team shooting 51% from the floor, 58.8% beyond the arc. And
there you see the three-point field goals, 10 for 17. I'm not real sure why Dusty May was so concerned about getting the ball in the paint, Lee, as he was talking about in his keys to the game. I think he's very, very happy with the way they have played tonight. And all joking aside, I know he's happy to see them shooting the three so well.
Yeah, they have 10 points in the paint here tonight, and they have 30 points from three-point baskets, and 3 players for FAU have connected on multiple three-point baskets. And Tay Hardy drives the baseline, draws a double team, looking for help. The shot by Pinckney doesn't go, and Pinckney gets the rebound and throws.
Shooting for anyone, but and again with Coach May being concerned about his guys pulling that trigger too quickly. I think that was really more of just trying to get them to focus a little bit about getting the ball inside. And again, you get the ball inside, Lee, a lot of times that leads to a perimeter shot on the other side. But Dusty May has to be very, very happy with his performance of the first half. And again, the Golden Eagles are not out of this yet, but they got to have some stops here on the defensive end to get back into this ball game and cut into this 13-point halftime lead.
Well, he talked about even the work ethic of what his players can do, the work they put in, the energy they put in. He talked about, he even went on to say that Michael Forrest, he called him somewhat of a robot as far as his work ethic goes. Larry, you know, that's got to be a pretty high compliment, calling somebody a robot when they're on their work ethic.
That's the definition of consistency, right? When you can call somebody out and use the words almost robotic. What a compliment he gave to his players. But what he has also discovered is that Winchester versus Pinckney is not a fair fight, because so far tonight Pinckney's been able to drive past, Winchester has been able to drive past Pinckney one-on-one matchups, and Pinckney's got to do a better job of getting down and stopping that ball penetration by Winchester.
Winchester, the senior from Baltimore, with 3 points here this evening. Justin Johnson now with the ball for Southern Miss. He drives, he looks to, he's going to try to get a pass to Stevenson. Instead, went off the rim. Again, Tyler Stevenson has yet to score. And Larry, Coach Dusty May said one of their keys was to limit Tyler Stevenson.
Well, his keys have all been checked, had a check mark on the board at halftime. And again, beautiful move there by number 25, Shillness, on the offensive end for FAU. And you see them come back out in the second half. Dusty May got their attention at halftime and said, look, we've got to come out and play hard, start the second half. And again, if he could get this lead and build on this lead, this 13-point halftime lead, if he can build on it, maybe rest some of these players, because again, Lee, they turn around and play again tomorrow at 4 o'clock, less than a 24-hour timeline. So the amount of minutes that these players put in tonight will have some sort of effect on the ball game tomorrow.
Shillings with 4 points here tonight. Shillings out of Latvia, one of the best free field goal shooters on the team. And there's a pass to Tyler Stevenson, a long pass. Stevenson couldn't keep his feet in bounds, and he stepped on the inbound. That's who's on the court for the Golden Eagles. Tyler Moorman, Justin Johnson, Tay Hardy, Tyler Stevenson, and LaDavius Draine are the 5 on the court for Southern Miss.
2 trips for Southern Miss, lead, 2 turnovers.
On the court now for FAU, it's Winchester, Greenlee, Forrest, Blackshear, and Shillings. And it's Shillings with the ball going against Stevenson. Shillings is looking for some help. Stevenson being tough, trying to be strong underneath. Shillings with the move, gets inside, and a no call. And here comes Southern Miss in transition on a little bit of a fast break. Slowed down. Hey Hardy to the top to Moorman. Gives it back to Draine. Draine now from the top. Stevenson won't shoot that. He's the guy that's going to shoot it inside the paint, but he's working against Shillings. He does pull it, and a little strong on that shot. Rebound by Greenlee.
Shillings is doing a very, very good job both on the offensive end and the defensive end. Those 2 trips down were set plays called by Dusty May to get the ball in the block, in the paint to Childress. And one time resulting in a foul, and the second time could have also been a foul called. A lot of contact there, but nothing called. This time Southern Miss with the turnover, trying to get back into this ball game.
16-point lead now by FAU. That's the largest lead of the evening. Larry, one thing that I've noticed just, observing both these teams is the physicality between the two teams. Both teams playing like they've got something to lose. Both teams were just granted access to the conference tournament this week as the 3-ball doesn't go. But these guys are playing hard. They're playing with a lot of physical effort.
And maybe it's just me, but I've seen it's like both teams have now. They're playing without the pressure that you would have coming into a ball game, where you've got to win both ball games for FAU to make sure you're in the conference tournament. Southern Miss would have to win too and get some help from other teams. But again, it just seems like there's less stress, less pressure again tonight, knowing that regardless, you're going to get to go to the conference tournament in a couple of weeks and get to play. That has to be a load off of the shoulders and off the backs of these players who have really been affected by the COVID-19. As you see the dribble penetration there by Johnson and the miss, and ball going out of bounds.
Checking in for FAU is Nick Boyd, Jalen Ingram, as well as Darden Kapiti. Talked about Kapiti earlier in the game. He's one that had been guarding Stevenson, and his responsibility in the game is to stay on Stevenson as well. And a foul called on the floor.
That time fighting through the screen, a little bit too much physicality, as you were talking about, Lee. There, Winchester with the push on Mormon there as he was setting the screen for Draine. Basketball on the inbound. Southern Miss has got to get hot and get hot quickly and get some stops on the defensive end.
Officials have done a great job here tonight. St. Clair, Dixon, and Hudson are the officials officiating tonight's game. There's Tay Hardy from the top, in and out to the three-point. It can't go. Rebound by FAU.
Yeah, that one went all the way down in and then rolled back out. And there's your quick trigger that Dusty May worries about a little bit, and just saying, hey, guys, you see him spreading his hands wide there on the end, calling his offensive set play here. Let's see if they get the ball inside at all, or if they still rely on the perimeter shot. But that was what he was talking about. That was his concern, about just a little quick sometimes with the three-point shot.
There's a rebound by Stevenson. The previous play, Kapiti gave him an opportunity for a second chance, batting it back, but Stevenson able to pick up the rebound. Southern Miss has yet to score here in this second half. They went to the locker room with 30 points, and we are almost 4 full minutes in this second half, and they have yet to score. Thought that was going to be the first bucket by the Golden Eagles when Hardy was able to slip down the baseline, but again, ineffectiveness shooting the basketball and great defense by FAU has led to a 0 score for Southern Miss.
Well, and when you go on these droughts, these coaches know their teams, right? And when you have a little lull in scoring, you have a play that you like to call, that your bread and butter play, that you go to your main go-to guy. Maybe it's an inside player. And for Southern Miss, it's Stevenson, and they've done such a good job defending him that the bread and butter guy, the bread and butter play of Stevenson has just not been there tonight. But there you finally see a basket by the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Justin Johnson able to drive the lane, pick up a bucket. Justin Johnson with 8 points. He's averaged over 10 points in his last 5 games. He's on his way to do that again. So the first bucket for Southern Miss this second half. Both teams had been on losing streak. There's the difference of the two halves. How well they played the first half, really shot extremely well. And in the second half, just 3 points so far in over 4 minutes of play. Larry, they shot 10 of 17 beyond the arc. They've yet to hit one this half.
This would have been a great time for Southern Miss to have cut into that lead. Unfortunately, by only allowing FAU 3 points so far in this second half. Unfortunately, Southern Miss has only scored 2 points for themselves. This is what you want to decrease the amount of opportunities and points that they're scoring. But you've got to be able to put the ball in the basket on your own end, and too many turnovers, too many missed opportunities for the Golden Eagles.
Kapiti with the block. Again, this is a team that does extremely well rebounding as well as blocking and defending. And right there, Kapiti denied JP getting inside the lane. Southern Miss has only shot 1 of 7 this half, FAU has shot 1 of 6, and again, we talked about 0 for 4 beyond the arc. Mormon with 1 on the shot clock had to throw up a shot off the iron. Rebound by Artur Konukchik. Gets a second chance opportunity. He gets a double team, and a foul on the floor is going to be called against FAU. That foul is going to be called on Jalen. Janelle Davis is going to be called for that foul. That's his first foul of the afternoon.
Good job by Konukchik getting the offensive rebound. A really good job by FAU trapping him. They had a double team on him, but unfortunately, just as he wiggled out away from it, there was a reach-in foul called, unnecessary reach-in foul called by on FAU.
There's a shot that's a little short by Pierre. Pierre, again, just 2 points. Leading scorer so far for the Southern Miss is Ladavius Draine. He's the only one in double figures. 2 different players have 8 points, Justin Johnson and Dre Pinckney. FAU, no points scored in the last 5+ minutes, but they continue to have a 14-point lead over the Golden Eagles. So again, doesn't talk well about shooting for Southern Miss, as they've missed a lot of opportunities. There's a 3-ball attempt in the corner by Greenlee that doesn't go, and rebound by the Golden Eagles. And here comes Johnson trying to get something going. Konukchik from the top, a 3-point attempt. He's a little strong as well.
Southern Miss cannot buy a basket right now. They've missed it from long range, short range, middle range. They just cannot buy a basket right now. Fortunately, FAU only shooting 14.3% here in the second half. Southern Miss shooting 11%. Both teams just gone ice cold here to start the second half. A little bit different than what we saw in the first half. And again, there you see the high ball screen by Capiti with the offensive foul called against him.
Substitutions now for FAU. Blackshear has entered the game, as well as Carlos Schillish. Now Johnson at the top gives it back to Pierre. Pierre's being guarded right now by Greenlee, BJ Greenlee. Pierre gets a pass inside to Stevenson. Stevenson with the alley-oop. Can't convert, and that's just the way things have been for the Golden Eagles here tonight.
And I was sitting here thinking that they need to get a basket and get a basket by Stevenson, and I thought they were going to get it there on the alley-oop just to see one go down. But what a job by Schillish. Schillish has done tonight on Southern Miss's leading scorer, still without a point tonight in tonight's ball game. Never would have thought that Stevenson could go over a half of the game and not get his first point. And now he'll get a chance to get his first point at the free throw line as the foul was called.
Amazingly, that both teams have gone for 7 minutes plus and have only scored 5 points combined.
There you see Stevenson battling inside, trying to get a basket to go in, trying to see one go in, so that not only for himself to see one go in, but for his teammates to see one go in, and maybe get the Golden Eagles going here in the second half. As I said, shooting less than 10% now from the field in the second half.
Stevenson, a 67% free throw shooter. His first point of the evening. He missed a alley-oop a few moments ago in the first half. Missed a field goal as well. So Stevenson 0 for 2 from the field. And from the free throw line, he is 1 of 2. So just 1 point now for the big guy out of Columbus, Mississippi. Just 1 point for Stevenson. Great job defensively by the FAU Owls, holding Stevenson to an all-time low here so far.
Stevenson, the former walk-on for Southern Miss, came here and earned a scholarship. Southern Miss doing a much better job defensively. As you see, the first basket there scored by FAU in around 6 minutes. Was that right, Lee?
Yeah, almost 7 minutes of play that FAU had gone scoreless. So their first bucket, and back to a 15-point lead. Largest lead of the evening was 16 points. And Artur Konukchik from the corner wanted it. Instead, he's going to drive, spin, and the jump shot off the back of the glass, a little strong as well. Rebound by Schillish.
And Draine not in the game right now for Southern Miss. I'm not so sure if something's not going on, but when you're struggling offensively, he had a nice first half, and he's not in the basketball game for the Golden Eagles. Wonder if we'll see him back in a bit.
Draine, the only player on both sides. Well, he has 11 points. Michael Forrest also has 10. So 2 different players in double digits. There's Michael Forrest with the drive.
This is the best of the how good is this kid?
There's a look at how the Golden Eagles have gotten to where they are so far. 30 points in the first half and only 3 points in the next 8.5 minutes. Only shooting 1 out of 11. And one of those guys that needs to step up, obviously, Tyler Stevenson. He double figure leading scorer for the Golden Eagles. He has 15 different times this year where he scored in double figures. 6 games where he scored 20 points or more, and FAU has held him to just 1 point here tonight. Good defense there by the Golden Eagles, and a steal by FAU. That's Keenan Blackshear. He gets it over to the corner. 3 ball off the mark. Rebound Canuchet. Canuchet looks up court. Here comes Tate Hardy getting things set up.
Both teams just really pushing the ball up and down the floor, but off of turnovers and missed long shots by FAU. This time Stevenson again with his first field goal of the night.
Tyler Stevenson from the top of the key. That's the confidence. That's what the kid needs. He knows he can play. Everybody in this Coliseum knows he can play. FAU knows what he can do. There's his first bucket of the evening. We'll see if that can kind of spark something for the big guy from Columbus.
And Lee, with the conference making the decision that all teams are going to the conference tournament, I'll be honest, I really felt like Southern Miss would come out here tonight and play with just no pressure. As you see, Shillness with another beautiful inside move.
7 shooting, 2 assists as well. The Davius Draine, one of the final 2 games in the Golden Eagle uniform inside of Reed Green. There's a look at Michael Forrest. Comes in averaging 11.7 points. Tonight he has 12. The guard shooting 50% from the floor. Michael Forrest out of Lauderhill, Florida, a big-time player and one of the main contributors. He's the one that Coach May was talking about, was almost like a robot. DeAndre Pinckney on the line. Pinckney off the front of the rim. So far, Pinckney 8 points here tonight. Pinckney would love to get back into double digits to help his team. He's 61% free throw shooter here tonight. His second free throw attempt is good. So Pinckney now with 9, and he's going to get a breather. Tyler Mormon will check in for him. Tyler Mormon, the transfer from Wyoming, averages just over 1 point per game. But again, Tyler Mormon adds more to this team than just scoring. He adds some leadership as well as some defense and just a big body. Here comes FAU. A foul is going to be called. An offensive foul is going to be called against Everett Winchester. So another big foul against FAU. Great job defensively by the Golden Eagles.
Good job there by the Golden Eagles there by Mormon, getting in position and drawing the charge. With a team like FAU that averages 80 points a game, when they come out the second half and they've only scored 9 points here as we go beyond that midway point of the first half, you think this ball game would be a lot closer. To see Draine, who I was talking about earlier, back in the game now, hitting a big 3. He was one of the lone bright spots in the first half. He needs to get hot and get hot really fast here to get the Golden Eagles back in this ball game. But the Golden Eagles have missed an opportunity to really get into this lead, Lee, with the FAU, a team averaging 80, only scoring 9 points so far in the second half.
Absolutely. I expect this Golden Eagle team to start trying to fire on all cylinders as Draine hit his 219th career three-pointer. Draine has 4 points. And inside, it's Tyler Stevenson finds his way in the lane, and he makes a statement there.
And a 3 by Draine, and then come back with the leading scorer Stevenson with a slam dunk. And this is what Dusty May was concerned about, his guys coming out not playing as well in the second half as they did in the first half. That time Mormon with the block, and I thought it was a good call. I thought he was still moving there, trying again to pick up, I believe, his third charge call of the night. That time a little late getting over to be in the right position to to get that call.
You know, that's got to be one of the hardest things as a player, to stand still and let another man run you over. But indeed, Moorman tried to move into it there and is charged with the blocking foul. 3 fouls now on Tyler Moorman here tonight.
Well, Lee, there's an art to that. And you being the former quarterback, you know what it's like to stand in the pocket and take blows to the body. But drawing a charge, you actually kind of give as the contact is coming. If you go too early, then, again, you see the Stevenson slam on the other end. If you go fall too early now, they'll call that a flop. But if you time it just right, you start giving your body away to the contact, it's really not that painful at all. But being a former quarterback, I understand what you're talking about with those blows to the body.
11-point lead by FAU. Southern Miss trying to get it to single digits. Tyler Stevenson finds his way to the lane, gets it to go, and an opportunity for a 3-point play. So that brings it within 9. The last time Southern Miss was down by single digits was 1 minute, 22 seconds left in the first half. Great job by Tyler Stevenson. We knew at some point Stevenson was going to come alive. Stevenson now for the Golden Eagles with 7 points. An opportunity here from the line to make a 3-point play.
Yeah, and they've done FAU has done a really good job so far tonight, limiting his touches, limiting the opportunities. But it seems like the last 5 minutes have really been focusing on getting the ball to Stevenson on the inside. And some of that had to do with the fact that Shieldness was on the bench.
Southern Miss now 4 of their last field goals made. They're on an 8-0 run over FAU. And Tyler Stevenson now with 8 points. Stevenson was one of the main contributors last week at FIU on that comeback win. Southern Miss, as you see, a big 3-point basket made there by Keenan Blackshear. But Southern Miss down by 13 at FIU last week and end up winning by 13. Under 15 points per game, 43 times in his career has gone into double-figure scoring. Looking for 44 here tonight. Has a career high of 29 points, and Stevenson tonight with just 8. And I know he would love that to change. Tyler Stevenson now at the line for the Golden Eagles.
Lee, not only has he scored the 8 points, but they've been a quick 8 points because he had been shut out by FAU with the defense of Shielding there throughout this ball game, not getting his first basket till way into the second half. And he scored a quick 8, now 9 points here in the second half to help Southern Miss crawl back into this ball game. But it seems like every time they cut the lead to 10, to 8, to 7 maybe, FAU goes down and the money ball, the 3 ball, puts the lead right back up to double digits.
And Tyler Stevenson in double-figure scoring again here tonight. So that's 44 times in his career, double-figure scoring. Is full-court pressure now by the Golden Eagles. Schillinch being guarded by Draine. And now the ball back in the hands of Blackshear. Blackshear over to B.J. Greenlee. Now here comes Michael Forrest being guarded by Hardy. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Schillinch at the top. Here comes Blackshear being guarded by Moorman. He steps back and he pulls up a 3 ball himself and doesn't go. Good effort underneath by Jalen Ingram and a jump ball. First jump ball called by the officials here this evening. The possession arrow will go in favor of the Golden Eagles.
Good defensive effort there, guarding the perimeter, the entire offensive trip there, forcing FAU out a little bit with pressure on the 3-pointer. But a good job by FAU getting the tie-up, at least gaining the possession area back in their favor.
You know, you're going to wonder if conditioning will be a factor here. Again, this is a team that hasn't played, but just this being the 3rd game in the final 5 weeks. And Coach Dusty May was concerned about conditioning, a 3 ball off the mark. And again, this second half, FAU just has not shot it well. Southern Miss an opportunity to continue to cut into this FAU lead.
And Dusty May has to ask the question there, why take that 3-pointer from your bigs that quick into the shot clock? We can get that shot anytime during the during the shot clock. As you see, another turnover by the Golden Eagles, this time leading to a foul as he's going up. Going to call a 2-shot foul. Blackshear doing a great job taking the basketball all the way to the end. See the penetration. They said he was going up, trying to go up for the shot. Looks like they're calling a 2-shot foul.
Jerome Pierre kind of got turned around on that fast break and was able to get his hand inside to cause the foul rather than the free layup, as Blackshear's first free throw is good. On the year, Blackshear a 77% free throw shooter. He started all but 2 games this year, and he comes in averaging playing right at 23 minutes. Blackshear stepped in 2 weeks ago when Jalen Ingram was unavailable to play due to injury, and Blackshear had an unbelievable night. He's one of those that has stepped up big time, and he's helped this team back to a double-digit lead here tonight. Justin Johnson from the corner looking for some help. There's Draine. Draine's in double figures here tonight. Dre Pinckney with the ball. Nice pass back to Draine. Draine back to Stevenson, and Stevenson gets hit from behind. Stevenson is going to be fouled. He will go to the foul line.
Good ball movement there by the Golden Eagles, penetrating down the lane that time. One extra pass, as you see here. The ball comes down the lane. Good job by Draine with a drop-off pass there, and just not able to convert the basket there as a foul called, I believe, on Blackshear. So Southern Miss with the clock stopped now, chance to get this lead back under 10.
Jalen Ingram did a nice job coming across the lane, putting a hand up in Tyler Stevenson's face, preventing the free layup, but indeed the foul by Blackshear. Blackshear now leaves the game. He has 4 personal fouls. He and Dre Pinckney, both with 4. Pinckney, the only one wearing the black and gold, in foul trouble, and Blackshear, the only one wearing white, in foul trouble so far here tonight. And Tyler Stevenson able to hit that. Stevenson now with 11 points on the night. The lead back to 9 for FAU. Good defensive stance here for Southern Miss would bode well, and they need to convert a good defensive stance into points. We'll just see if that can happen here.
FAU trying to show a little bit more patience now, as nothing else, running some clock off the scoreboard, trying to get this into a shorter game. Excellent defense there by Stevenson with the block. That time he returned the favor, the defense that's been played on him all night long.
And now Tay Hardy got a bounce to go in. The ball bounced a couple times on the back of the iron before falling through. So just like that, a 7-point lead. And again, if you're Coach Jay Ladner, you work so hard for a bucket, and you let John L. Davis come right through with the easy layup.
Yeah, that was a breakdown in defense there. If nothing else, a foul. Give a tough foul and make them earn the baskets at the free throw line. But just kind of an Olay defense, just letting them go. And again, they make the basket on the offensive end, trying to cut this lead under 7 as they cut it to 7 a couple of times here in the second half, and trying to cut this lead even more.
Dre Pinckney did a nice job on that rebound, been able to tap it up. A 3-ball attempt, no good. Justin Johnson had position. He's calling for over the back by Schillings, but indeed a ball goes out of bounds. It will be Southern Miss basketball. We're under the 5-minute mark here at Reed Green. Again, a game that's gone back and forth. At one point, a 17-point lead by FAU. Southern Miss now has pulled it back within 7 and has done that multiple times so far here tonight. Tay Hardy letting the ball just roll down the court until the game clock will not start till he touched it. Justin Johnson almost lost handle. Southern Miss finds themselves right back in this game. They've hit 7 of their last 9 field goals, and this half alone, Southern Miss shooting 50% beyond the arc. They've hit 2 out of 4 3-pointers. And again, the stat that is just total opposite than the first half. FAU just 1 of 12 shooting beyond the arc in the second half.
See Draine there hitting the big 3 there for Southern Miss, cutting this lead to 4. But that's the tale of 2 halves. The 10 for 17 FAU was in the first half of threes, and in the second half, 1 for 12, and that's been your difference in the ball game. They were hitting those threes in the first half, and they have not been able to hit them here in the second half. And you see a design play, great play, high pick and roll ball screen there to get the basketball to Schillings in the easy basket.
Winchester with the assist, and back to a 6-point lead now. Southern Miss had gotten it down to just 4-point lead, which was the closest they had been since they were down 8-5 early in this game. And Justin Johnson steps up, finds himself in double figures here tonight with the big three. Justin Johnson with 11 points. And just like that, a 3-point ball game, one possession ball game.
Yeah, exactly like that. After everything both teams have been through tonight, we now have a 3-point ball game with 3.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. They're going to have to stop that guy right there on the inside, because when your three-pointer is not falling like it did in the first half, Lee, they're focusing on going to him inside, and he has done a great job both on the offensive and the defensive end tonight.
Carlos Schillens leads the team in field goal percentage at nearly 55% here tonight. Scoring, has 10 points. He's 5 of 10 shooting, so just below his season average, but they're going to try to work it into Schillens again using his big body. Michael Force in the corner. Now back to the top. That's B.J. Greenlee coming off the high pick. Over in the corner to Jalen Ingram. Ingram with a 3-point basket. So a 3-point lead is now doubled. FAU back to a 6-point lead.
Big basket there by Ingram as the momentum had shifted to Southern Miss side. Big basket there to double, as you said, double that lead. Forrester thought he had gotten the block, not really happy with the call. Good job by the officials, just calling, little animated there, if you will, on the call. Thought he had the charge and did not get it.
FAU hit 10 threes in the first half. They just hit their second 3-point basket in this second half, and that was made by Jalen Ingram. He now has 12 points. FAU, Southern Miss in the bonus, so Southern Miss get the opportunity now to go to the free throw line for a 1-on-1. Justin Johnson on the line. I guess it's actually in the double bonus. Yeah. So two shots here for Justin Johnson.
And these are all big free throws this late in the ball game, Lee. Every point counts now is so critically important. When you go to the line and miss both free throws, as you cut the lead to 3, you give up a 3-point shot on the other end, and then come back down and miss 2 free throws. Very, very difficult to see. Southern Miss, you see a kick ball there, the shot clock will be reset to 20. But Southern Miss has really played their hearts out. FAU, just the difference in their team between the first half and the second half has been the 3-point shooting.
B.J. Greenlee handling things, gives it over to Ingram. Ingram's the one that hit the big 3 a few moments ago. Now Greenlee from the top, and back-to-back 3-point buckets. So again, Southern Miss was down by 3, and just like that, with a couple 3-pointers, back to a 9-point lead by FAU.
And Dusty May, he has to be concerned when his team is not shooting the 3 so well. But again, they have so much confidence shooting the basketball that eventually, some of those are going to fall. Maybe they're not going to shoot 60% each half, but they're not going to go an entire half and only make 1 out of 12, 1 out of 11 threes.
FAU resets. Had thrown it inside to Winchester, but he decided to bring it back out. Greenlee being guarded by Justin Johnson. That gives it back to Winchester at the top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Winchester driving against Stevenson, turns, resets it again. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and he's going to pull a long 3 off the mark. Rebound by Justin Johnson, and here comes Southern Miss. Much need of points. Ladavius Draine pulls up a 3 off the front of the iron. Rebound by FAU and Jalen Ingram.
Both teams looking a little tired now as a lot of action going up and down the court. Very fast pace this second half. And again, Lee, you got to be concerned with the two teams having to turn around tomorrow and play again at 4 o'clock. It'll be interesting to see which team comes out in better physical condition with the games that FAU has lost to COVID. I would be interested to find out if Dusty May is happy with their conditioning and where they are. As he mentioned in his interview with us, there's practice conditioning and then there's game conditioning, and you just can't repeat game condition in practice as much as you'd like to. And that was one of his concerns, this guy's just not being able to play the games that were on the schedule.
Yeah, he talked about them doing shuttle runs, and I guess that mimics running up and down the court. I guess the best that you can mimic in practice other than trying to scrimmage each other. So, but obviously he's got to be pleased with the way they've responded early in this second half.
To look at here as the officials are looking at the clock. So maybe a play that Dusty May wants to call here with 4 seconds to go.
And look at some stats. Just as second half alone, pretty similar as far as shooting the basketball, which is pretty amazing the way both teams started very, very slow. And 3-point, Southern Miss has made the same number as FAU, but FAU almost tripled how many shots Southern Miss has taken. Leading scorer for Southern Miss, Ladavius Draine, has 17 here tonight. Leading scorer for FAU, Ingram with 12. Michael Forrest as well. So a very, very quick shot clock, and a shot by Forrest wasn't able to go.
Well, and the play was nicely ran. They got the ball into the hands of who he wanted to get it into. He faked the give back and dribbled to the corner, got a pretty good shot off, and just was not able to convert there on the offensive end.
Good defense. They were all over Tate Hardy, and now 3-ball a little short. Dre Pinckney working for a rebound. A loose ball picked up by B.J. Greenlee, and a quick foul by Ladavius Draine. Under 1 minute left here in game number 1 between the Golden Eagles and the Owls from FAU. FAU now a 9-point lead over the Golden Eagles, and B.J. Brownlee is on the line for FAU. Brownlee on the year, a 70% free throw shooter. Greenlee has played 30 minutes of action here tonight. He's the only FAU player that has played more than 30 minutes. Multiple players in the high 20s. Southern Miss has 3 players that have played over 30 minutes, and that's going to be a factor tomorrow, as both teams will tip off again right at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon right here, Conference USA and ESPN Plus. B.J. Greenlee, 5 assists here tonight. He has tied a career high, and on the game now with 7 points. 2 of 5 outside. He's 1 of 1 so far on the line, so this is his first trip to the free throw line, but he has helped make this another double-digit lead. More weekend of conference action. They travel to, actually they host Middle Tennessee next weekend as they will conclude their regular season. FAU only 8 conference games this year, so the fewest number of conference games inside Conference USA. But again, Coach Dusty May, they've had 3 different weekends that were canceled due to COVID-related things.
And Lee, how would you decide as a conference which of those games do you make up and which ones don't? Because every game could affect, maybe it's not the first or second place teams in each side, but every game would be important. Some teams have played, a lot fewer games than others. So how as a conference would you decide, okay, we're going to play these games this weekend. You don't have enough time left in the season to play your conference tournament, to play all your games that you missed, play your conference tournament, and then still send someone to the big dance. So I think it was a smart decision by the conference, a good decision by the conference to, instead of trying to, like Southern Miss, trying to travel all the way back down to Florida to play one more game to maybe affect whether they get into the dance or not, or maybe even affect the seeding for another team. I think they've made the wise.
Well, as Michael Forrest have 12, Schillings has 10, and Davis has 10 as well. So 4 different players for FAU in double figures, and 4 different players by the Golden Eagles in double figures. And FAU with a 7-point lead here, 34.6 ticks remaining in game number 1. Both teams again are gonna get to go to the conference tournament, which will start on March 9th over in Frisco, Texas at the Star. But obviously both teams would love to have a win here tonight. Southern Miss trying to make it 2 consecutive. FAU trying to drop a 3-game losing skid. And there's another foul call. It's going to put Michael Forrest on the line. Michael Forrest, 64% free throw shooter, averaging just under 12 points. He does have 12 points here tonight, and he's going to try to add to that.
And both of these coaches, their post-game speeches are going to be, to their players that anything can happen tomorrow night, because we saw a tale of two games, really. In the first half, the domination of the three-point shooting by FAU. The second half, the cold shooting of FAU allowed Southern Miss to finally get back in this ball game. Both teams were ice cold the first 10 minutes. I think that the team that comes out tonight on top is going to feel fortunate. The team that doesn't win is going to feel like we had opportunities, we just didn't take care of the opportunities. And tomorrow night, both of these teams, tomorrow afternoon, both of these teams will come out with confidence that they could pick up a win.
Tyler Stevenson, the pass inside from Hardy, can't get it to go. And, you know, Tyler Stevenson, very, very disappointing, but